2 days away from the start of the NFL season, which means we are starting our treacherous climb up the slipperiest ranking in all sports. You might be a surefire Canton bust, but not nimble enough to climb past the 4th row. Or maybe you're the Super Bowl MVP, current reigning Super Bowl MVP, who can't climb any higher than God knows where, because you're weighed down by your Super Bowl ring and blinded by the confetti as your soaked coach watches on. Alas, we begin the treacherous climb up the segment that is known as Mahomes Mountain.
Wow. It really is football season. I got goosebumps right there. There's no
From the altitude?
No, from your great intro. This is when you're at your best. Reading glass, wearing those goggles, in general, just being whimsical and charming. It's how I fell in love with you, to be totally honest. No problem. All right, as always, 32 quarterbacks, but only 28 spots on the mountain. So who are the 4 not climbing today? We'll show it to you. Spencer, don't call me Arch Rattler. I'm just saying. Different 5-star #1 kid in his class. Didn't quite work out. Joe Flacco, Daniel Jones, who brew. You have to stop. Greg's not here, so I'm just saying it on his behalf. You have to get over that 3 years ago he had him in the top 10. You just keep beating him in the head about Daniel Jones.
Like I'm the only one that says that?
You're the only one that still kills him for it. And then Justin Fields. Those guys are not on the mountain.
That's a big L for Justin. Not even making the mountain?
It is, but I didn't love those training camp reports. He was on the 50 days out mountain.
Right.
He was out. He no longer is. 7th row. Again, it's not left to right, but if it were, that'd be good for Cam Ward, but it's not. Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Michael Penix, Bryce Young, J.J. McCarthy, and Russell Wilson. So we have 2 old quarterbacks in Russ and Aaron, 4 very young quarterbacks in Cam, Penix, Bryce, and McCarthy, and one at this point, like, middle-aged quarterback that, you know, I mean, as long as he's been at, like, he's kind of at the midway point of his career, likely, but still a big question mark, which is kind of all the guys on there, it's the biggest bummer that Kyler's there. You know what I mean? The other guys are so young, and the other 2 guys had their glory days already. Kyler, it feels like, should be higher, and there is some weird Cardinals buzz this year. Yeah. Were you one of them?
Yeah,
picked them to win the division?
Greg, just from Greg, though.
Well, that's the new Daniel Jones thing.
Okay, here, see, you can't get over it. Drew can't
I'll get over it.
6th
That's
row.
going to be the new take.
Is either the year 2 leap row or the fork in the road row. So for Caleb, Drake May, and Bo Nix, the hope is a year 2 leap. It's very simple. For Trevor, Tua, and Sam Darnold, for all different reasons, it's a bit of a fork in the road year. Like, Trevor has to have an excellent season if people aren't going to look at him any way other than a great college player who got paid on college production. Like, that's the truth.
Great high school player, too.
Of course. Okay. Gatorade High School Player of the Year, which he probably didn't ever win, but we said it enough that I feel like they sent him a trophy. Tua, again, I know he led the league in passing 1 year, and Wiles will never let us forget about it, but he needs to have a quality start to finish year. And Darnold just needs solid. 3,800 yards, 10-7. And people are like, okay, sweet.
Home run.
Yeah, you know what?
Take that.
So, but for those guys, a bad year for any of those 3, and I feel like they go in a different quarterback conversation. Now we get to the 5th row, top 15. These are good quarterbacks, all of whom have at least one major question. Justin Herbert, the question is, can he win a big game? Just one. One big game ever. Jordan Love, can he cut down on the turnovers while keeping the big playability? I think that is a fair question. Dak, you know, hey, it's all on you this year, buddy. You know what I mean? Can you do a version of what Joe Burrow did last year? Like, it's all offense, all passing game, all the time. Geno, the question mark is, what more will it take for Brew to believe in him? Like, that's the question mark. I mean, the poor guy, what did he have? 4,000 yards, 70%,
only 4 guys.
Nobody cares.
Okay, quarterback.
And then there is one Brock Purdy who last year said he wanted to be more like Tom Brady, step on guys' throats. And then it didn't go well for him. This year he seemed
Don't
to
do
be
it.
saying
Don't do it with the
he
passer
seemed to be saying the right things, but then coach, don't play it yet, Dust.
Uh-oh.
There's a terrible development.
What happened?
So Tom Brady famously, coach, when he got his first big commercial, brought his offensive line.
He did.
So Brock did the same thing, which is good.
That was last year,
like
right?
that.
Well, he got a new one
Toyotas?
for cowboy boots.
Oh.
And coach, here's the latest Brock Purdy commercial for Ariat. And it's that looks good. The rest of it, coach, I don't. Now the offensive line is there, which is a positive. I know you don't love the commercials. I don't know how Brew feels about the dancing
He's
for
not
his
bad,
guy.
though.
But KW, you hadn't seen this either.
I hadn't seen that.
No, none of us had seen. There you go. So again, the Mountain has him in the top 15. The NFL 100
it'll
did
depend
not.
on how he
Once in a while, line
How
dancing
much
looks
could they
cool.
be paying?
I don't know, coach. I'm telling
It would
you, you
have to
don't
be a lot
love
of money
commercials.
for me to be dancing.
If his full offensive line is there, that's a win.
Well, it doesn't.
It
And they all
feels
get
like
paid.
it was a local commercial.
Well, no,
Was it a
Ariat's a
local?
national brand.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, it just is what it is. I thought I should bring it to
I
your
think
guys'
it's a good
attention.
look.
Top 10
If he
quarterbacks.
wins, it's a good look. If he doesn't, it'll
Fourth
be bad.
row, Jaden and Jalen. One quarterback with an unbelievable rookie season that vaulted him to superstardom. Another quarterback with a Super Bowl MVP that did not vault him into superstardom. I apologize. I don't make the rules. It just seems to be that's the general feeling. And then Goff and Stroud, who, because we have such an allergy to compare, like saying this quarterback reminds me of this quarterback if they're not the same race, people don't realize they have a ton of similarities in Goff and Stroud. As far as prototypical pocket passers, not the strongest of arms, but really good at diagnosing defenses, have seen them both struggle when the offensive line breaks down, but be really good when the offensive line is there for them. I think there is no quarterback in the league that reminds me more of CJ than Jared Goff in a positive way. And I think both.
CJ's had some bad offensive lines, though.
Say it again?
CJ's had some bad
I
offensive
thought his rookie year was pretty good. Last year he dealt with it, but last year this is why his numbers dropped. That passer rating stat you love so much, bro. I think he had an 88 last year.
It is what it
now
is.
to your top 6. The elite.
Man,
What?
I'm saving my turn.
Okay, well
I don't mean to interrupt.
then save
I
your
was just talking
murmuring.
over-
I'm
I was
glad.
talking over.
Three.
The Tigers coming out. I can't wait.
When you look at these three players' numbers, the worst postseason performer amongst the three of them is Joe Burrow. And his 95 career passer rating, 9 touchdowns, 4 picks, still really good, 4-2 record. Stafford, a playoff stud ever since he got rid of the squalor that was the
Really?
Detroit Lions pre-Dan Campbell. And Bake Show, great in the regular season and the postseason ever since he got to Tampa Bay. Great in the postseason before he got to Tampa Bay. And then the clear-cut, undeniable top 3 of your defending MVP, the MVP the year before, and the top of the mountain, the most disrespected 3-time champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time league MVP in the history of the sport, one Patrick LeVon Mahomes II. That is the latest
Great
edition.
mountain.
Thank you, KW.
Performance-wise. Editorial wasn't good, but the performance was good.
Do you know how much restraint it took for me to not drop Purdy down and put Caleb up because of that commercial? But I didn't do it because I thought it would derail the whole
that would-
show.
I think you saw the
so I left
commercial
it.
late.
I saw it this morning, and I almost sent an edit. I said, that's not
You just
fair.
saw it on TV or you on your phone?
Where did you see that?
The internet. Yeah, the internet. You guys don't follow Ariat Boots on Twitter?
I'm gonna have to.
I
start
feel like
doing
it's a
that.
local thing.
Yeah,
but
Gianna
I
sent
don't
it to me.
know. A lot of local commercials.
I'm struggling with this mountain, and I know that the setup maybe doesn't lend itself to what I'm going to say here, but when we talk about those top 2 guys underneath Patrick Mahomes, because I do agree Patrick Mahomes is the top of the mountain to start the
We're
season.
the only ones left. Coach.
We are the only ones left, and we agree on a lot of things. And when you look at Allen, Lamar, and Joe Burrow, I've said over and over again, if you put it to executives, if you put it to GMs, third would probably take Allen, a third would probably take Lamar, and a third would probably take Burrow. And then this article came out in The Athletic. I don't know if we can show this, if we have it
Tier 1
available.
quarterbacks?
But I remember that we had, the Tier 1 quarterbacks that came out. And then at that point, Nick said, look, everybody, look. Eric and I totally agree on the way that the quarterbacks are set up here. And what's it say?
No, I said
Mahomes,
they agreed with you.
Burrow,
Yeah.
Allen, Lamar. So I'll
Don't forget about Matt Stafford hanging on there.
I
too.
like Matt Stafford
Yeah, I
too.
know you
That's
do.
fine. But I think that it's a little unfair that you got Burrow down with those other two guys when he really should be up with the two guys ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, so like you said, the mountain does not allow for 3 people on road 2. It's not. I'm not Wild's buddy Bill Simmons that did a weird, funny try to mountain with weird numbers on it.
Well, I mean, you have
You've used vacancies.
You have put Caleb on the
like it.
side of the mountain before.
That's
he
right.
was
That
a
when
college
he's
player.
Vacancies,
He was a college
all
player.
that.
So
We've
there
had
is-
vacancies.
I wanna know
But
who
if I
you
did
dropped
vacancies,
flexibility.
so here is what is
I do
true.
wanna know who you
I
dropped.
could leave all of row 2 vacant and then have those 3 guys on row
Yeah.
3, but that to me would be disrespectful, given the year that know what I mean, that Allen and Lamar just had. Here is my pushback, just in the tiniest bit. And maybe this is unfair, but it feels like we know when Josh or Lamar are healthy, their team is in the postseason. And Joe, as great as he was last year, was healthy all year. Now, we can just say that's totally on the defense, and I think it is almost totally on the defense. But if one guy won an MVP, the other guy won it the year before, and they almost won it last year, and Joe hasn't played in a playoff game since he was throwing fourth
Part of
quarter
that is
interception.
Kansas City throwing the last game of the season to Denver. I mean, if
well,
I love that.
if
They
they
didn't
didn't
want
throw
to.
that
They
game,
didn't want to play
then
them that
Cincinnati would have been in the playoffs. But
and then, but okay.
it makes sense though because Joe Burrow is the guy that beat Mahomes, so I would want him out of the
beat
playoffs too.
Mahomes, I mean, my God, a decade ago.
Well,
at
I'm
this point.
just saying, if I had a choice as a head coach, do I want to play Denver or do I want to
I don't
play?
know. Denver's
Do I
saying
don't-
they loved the matchup with Kansas
Well,
City. And ultimately,
that's-
again, if we don't need to relitigate that, but the
not
best thing that could have
relitigating, just-
possibly happened to the Chiefs last year would have been the 7 seed beating Buffalo. So if it's Cincinnati getting in would have meant Buffalo gets clipped in round 1, they would have signed up for that in a heartbeat. But that's
I don't
not
know. I don't know. I don't know if they want to see Joe
Good
Burrow.
job, Coach.
Go ahead.
Nick, I'm glad you brought up Burrow's record, which is not that impressive the last few years.
I didn't bring up
right?
his record. I said missed the playoffs.
No, but
I said missed
that's
the
that's record.
Well,
that's,
it's-
that's
I mean, it's
record.
binary,
Because
yes,
you
no
make the playoffs based on your record. Because another guy that doesn't really have a great record the last few years, Matthew Stafford, and I hate to come off like the Stafford hater.
Well, you
Do
do.
you?
every
I'm just
day.
the Stafford, like Nick says about I'm the Stafford truth teller.
Really?
And all this stuff about all of a sudden he is a top 5 tier 1 quarterback.
that's
the
not- that's
likes
not my
of
list. That's
Lamar,
NFL executives.
Burrow, Allen, and Mahomes.
Factual.
It's not just you.
I didn't make the list. NFL
it's
executives.
you and the rest of these executives. I mean, can we stop it?
Thank you.
They're 22-18 his last 3 years when he starts.
Oh, now you're
22-18.
It's unbelievable.
He hasn't had a passer rating of 94 in his last 3 seasons. He hasn't thrown 25 touchdowns in his last
Big
3
game
seasons.
quarterback.
He hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards in any of his last 3 seasons. Oh, and he's 37 years old with a bad back.
I'm not sure about the bad back.
How in the world is he on the top 5? Put Jaden,
hold on,
put
there's no top
Jalen
Thank you.
ahead of him. Like
Drew
this
and I
is
are in lockstep.
and how about this too? And I'm just saying,
Here we go.
he could not lift Detroit
Yeah.
to consistent
Drew is in
winning
archives
despite having one of the greatest wide receivers
Nobody
ever.
could, bro. Nobody could.
Well, Dan
Bring
Campbell
Dan
sure
Cam-
did.
yeah, Dan Campbell
And
changed
Jared
the
Goff
franchise.
sure has helped.
The-
And Campbell's not out there playing. I'm just saying, like, even a little bit of success.
It's a rich tapestry. I don't know how deep we're going.
I'm not going to totally blame Stafford. I'm just saying it's gone so far in the opposite
But here's
now
the reason.
that I got to
And
point
here's
some of
the
these
reason
things
that
out.
I, along with 50 of the league's most respected executives and coaches, think he's a tier 1 quarterback. Is because, and KW, I
have
know
my
you
own.
He
agree
won the
with this.
Super Bowl.
I have my own
That's
stats.
It's not just the Super Bowl. Every year, not only does he play well in the playoffs, he puts his team in position. So if we can show Stafford's playoff numbers, and then let me just remind you guys what has happened, okay? So those are his playoff numbers. Since he got to a legitimate franchise, a legitimate head coach, he has been not just elite,
How about
super
you lift
elite.
us?
Okay,
The
so
Bengals weren't legit
The-
without Burrow.
again, Brew, I think that if we are going, Barry Sanders couldn't lift the
So
Lions.
running backs, totally different.
Okay,
Totally
Calvin
different.
Johnson couldn't lift the Lions. Like
Receiver.
Okay.
I mean, quarterbacks lift teams.
Okay.
I just don't know how much Lions.
And so even
Playing 10
Brew,
Lions.
even if
Force
we want,
multiplier,
if I
Coach,
may,
you know
even
that.
if
I'm
we,
just
you know
saying.
what?
And he's got one of the best
That part of
coaches.
Stafford's game does really bother me.
you,
that
yes.
So
he's-
then let me try to neutralize
And he's got a
that.
great coach,
You know
to your point.
what? He wasn't that good in Detroit.
There you go.
He's a new player now. I'll cede the ground about Detroit. I don't want to argue about it anymore. What I
Why
know
is he 22 and 18 then,
What
the
I
last
know
3 years?
is that they have, they have gotten to the playoffs, they won the Super Bowl. The next year, they are down 1 to Detroit. Stupid
L.
holding penalty knocks them out of field goal range. They lose. Last year, they're down 6
L.
in the red zone to Philly. A stupid false start penalty ruins them before he has put them in
if we want
position
to
and
play
played
that
great.
game, then
No,
I
here
hate
we
to
go.
bring it up.
Don't do
I
it.
hate to, I'm just saying.
No, please.
If we're playing the if game, if Jaquaski Tart catches the ball.
Brew.
I mean, I'm just saying, if we want to play the if game.
What I'm saying is he plays great in every postseason, and you know it. And so that to me is valuable.
A guy getting so much
Jaquaski
benefit
Tart
for
is a
L.
really
Agree
nice
with me.
guy,
Like,
too.
I
He's
think
a great
good.
guy,
I-
and he's a very good quarterback. I'm just saying, I just think it's gone a little too far. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Particularly at this point in his career when he's 37 with a bad back.
And he's in some sort of chamber.
Yeah.
A mortal
training camp.
chamber.
And maybe I'll be wrong.
All right,
We'll
KW,
see. I'll
what's your
admit it.
Well, I'm
but I don't think
obviously
so.
doing Jalen Hurts. Now, look, I've been a part of Mahomes Mountain for long enough that I know there are some challenges to doing this segment week 1. It's a rich tapestry, right? So if a guy is off of a 3-game win streak, do you bake that into, the upcoming year? 4-game win streak?
You could.
5-game win streak?
The rich side.
Oh, you're gonna make up that
And
Jalen
then
Hurts
6,
is
7,
on
8,
some
9,
super long
9-game win streak?
He's not.
10-game win
He's
streak?
not. It's not true.
11
He's won
11
4 games in a row.
12-game win streak?
It's a lie.
13-game win streak?
He's won 4 games in a row.
14-game win streak.
It's a lie.
He had a concussion.
Well,
you're
I'm
gonna
just-
give that? You're gonna? He got concussed.
There we go.
He got concussed.
See that bottom line? Exclude.
And he didn't win.
We don't know what would have happened. Washington was red
Guys
hot.
in the blue
He
tab.
was
I'm just
injured in
telling
the
you.
first
I'm
quarter.
just
That,
telling you.
it wasn't the fourth
says
quarter. It's
exclude.
first
In the
quarter.
first quarter,
That's a
he
good-
gets
I'm with
hurt.
Wild
I
on
think
that.
that's
14
fair.
games
first
in a row.
quarter.
I think that's fair.
Come on.
Go ahead.
I feel like that should be something. A little bit of momentum. Winning 14 games in a row. In one of the games, I don't know if you caught it, was the Super Bowl.
I did.
Okay. Then moving forward, how's he going to do on Thursday when he opens
That
up
is
the
impressive.
season?
Wow.
Well, let's see. Best record season openers of active quarterbacks. Well, he's 4-0. Now he gets to play the Cowboys without Micah Parsons. Maybe it'll be an upset. Will be interesting and good content. But I think he'll move his record to 5-0, which would be the best. And finally, Brew, Matthew Stafford.
Thank
Why are
you,
we doing
Wilds.
Stafford?
Thank you, Wilds.
Because you're always going to be like,
look at that.
Wilds,
That's
who
not
should he
even close.
replace? Do you want him to
Yeah, but
replace
so this is a
Mahomes?
great- this is
I
a-
do. I
this
don't want
is-
him to. I want him to be top 5.
But this is a great graphic that speaks to, at times, the fallacy of quarterback wins. So when you look at their performances, and that's not, I notice, passing yards, that's total yards, and that's not passing touchdowns.
Well,
that's
I
total
would do.
touchdowns.
Honestly,
No, I'm
if
saying-
we were doing Mahomes Mountain in 1985,
No.
I would do it.
No, I'm not. No. You misunderstood me. The point I'm making is it's not like those stats are juiced towards Stafford. It includes all the great things Jalen does running the ball.
Yeah.
And I think it would, to most people's eye, it would look like, oh, they've played about the same. Right? Stafford's got a better rating. Hurts is
Gets
a little
more
more
touchdowns.
completion. Stafford has more touchdowns. They have the same turnovers. The yards are equivalent. So in a quarterback wins world, it really should be 1-1-1. 1 win, 1 win, and 1 tie. But it's 3-0.
Yeah.
So do you honestly think that in these 3 matchups, it's been some Jalen Hurts je ne sais quoi that has powered him over the top, or that, hey, in those matchups, Hurts has just been on the right side of it or has had the slightly better team? Because it looks to me like they have played.
Stafford's had the better coach.
Not according to Wilds.
According to you,
Wilds think, according to me, definitely. Not according to Wilds think he is the second greatest coach in the history of football.
That's not me.
So-
That's Josh.
No, that's not Josh.
Josh.
So, like-
is graphics.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. But if things are equal, and one guy always wins, I put that guy ahead.
Oh.
So we can go through Hey, Hubs, can we pull up 500 of the Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes playoff arguments we've done?
No, those numbers aren't equal. Those numbers aren't equal.
They're not even close to being equal?
No. Mahomes versus Allen in the playoffs. Mahomes hasn't beaten every categoary. It's not like this.
I thought it was closer than that.
The-
I should pay attention more on those segments.
No, Josh has
they were far-
Josh
I
has
thought those
A
were very
minus. Josh has
close.
really good numbers, but Mahomes has great numbers. Josh in the playoff game 2 years ago had
what we
170
land on
yards.
is 4-0.
Yeah, and
that's
beating
true.
him in every statistical category. That's what I'm saying. It's 4-0 and beating him in every statistical category, and the fact that the Bills have had the higher ranked defense in every single matchup. So it's apples to apples here. But again, you want to move Hurts up. I'm okay with it. I
I'm
understand.
going to move Hurts to the 5th spot. and
There's
I'm
no
going-
fifth spot. There's
it left to
rows.
right?
It's not left to right. Everybody
I thought it
knows
was.
that.
I
I wouldn't have Hurts behind
I thought it was
Jaden
left to
Daniels.
right.
That'd be unfair. They played. He blew him out.
It was close. Jaden Daniels eked out a 28-point loss to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts about to be 15-0. Maybe he'll be a top 10.
15-0.
Yeah, his last
15
15
straight
games
wins.
without a concussion.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.